I really don't want to be like anyone else. I just want to keep...
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Siobhan here, back with a new video, and today we have the top 100 iOS 12.1.2 jailbreak tweaks, guys. Now this video, it's gonna be a ride. I just want you guys to sit back, grab your snacks, get some water, get some juice, because this is gonna be a very good video. Now before the video starts, I just want to say thanks to all the new subscribers, thanks to everyone that's new, and also I just want to say, if you're watching the video and you're not subscribed, please just pause the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell, because in my analytics it shows me that only 9% of people who are subscribed are watching my videos, and the rest are just viewers who just watch the video and they're not subscribed. So please drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and if you always just watch my videos but you're not subscribed, I'd appreciate that subscribe button. Well, if you want to, I'm just saying, just in case you didn't know you're not subscribed. But yeah, we have 100 tweaks here, guys. I've talked enough. I'm not gonna go into all the tweaks when it comes on to the details and everything, because it's 100 tweaks. So I just want to hurry up, get it out of the way, and show you guys the best tweaks right now. Some are free, some are paid. The links for all the tweaks will be down below in the description, and also the repositories will be down below in the description. Now, if you guys love the tweak, you don't have the money to buy the tweaks, like you honestly don't have the money to buy the tweaks, I'll have a repo that you could use to get paid tweaks for free. But do not abuse this repo, guys. As I said before, I'm just looking out for everyone. So when you start getting money, when you start earning money, please support the developers, send them some donations. But alright, first up we're going to talk about Lock Plus Pro. Now Lock Plus Pro is a lock screen tweak that gives you so many widgets. Hundreds and thousands of widgets are on this repo, guys, so you have to pay for this repo. It costs $10, but if you use my code SHEVI7, you could get it for $5 at checkout, so that's 50% off. So just remember to use the code SHEVI7 at checkout and you'll get this tweak for just $5. And it has a lot of amazing tweaks that you could go around and play with for the home screen and the lock screen. Next up, guys, we have Barmoji, and this makes use of the area below the keyboard on your iPhone 10 to show emojis. It does not work on other devices, only the iPhone 10 or the 10s or the 10R. Next up, guys, we have HideBarX, and this tweak is used to get rid of the home bar at the bottom of your iPhone 10. Next up, we have ByeSeparatorsCell. This tweak to remove the separator cells in the settings menu, or basically any menu on your iPhone. Next up, guys, we have App Admin, and you could use this tweak to downgrade to any older version of app from the App Store. Next up, we have CCLinker. Now this tweak is really cool because it allows you to jump straight to the relevant Wi-Fi or Bluetooth settings when you long press on buttons in the control center, and I think that's really useful, so definitely check that one out. Next up, guys, we have Safari Plus, and this adds plenty of useful features to Safari, including the ability to directly download videos to the camera roll app. Next up, guys, we have SilentScreenshot, and this just says it for itself. It disables the screenshot tone, so it takes silent screenshots, as I said before. Next up, we have App Hide, and this tweak allows you to hide some of the apps instead of like directly uninstalling them. So if you just want to keep them on your phone but hide them, you could use App Hide. Next up, guys, we have Instagram Plus, and this takes your Instagram game to the next level, guys. It allows you to do so much things, so much useful features on the Instagram app, like save stories, repost stories, get a fake verified badge, stuff like that. Next up, we have Eclipse 10, and this is a paid tweak, but it adds a system-wide dark mode to iOS 12, and some popular third-party apps. You could also get dark mode for like Twitter, your Notes app, stuff like that. You could use this tweak in conjunction with Noctis 12 as well, which allows system-wide dark mode. So either or either, I recommend them both. Next up, guys, we have Night Maps, and this adds a dark mode to like Google Maps, Apple Maps, and any other of the map app softwares. Yeah, so Night Maps is really cool. Next up, we have mikoto. Now, I don't know how to pronounce that one, guys, but it's really cool because it adds plenty of useful device customization, and just check them out in the settings, you could see it. Next up, we have CCModules, and this adds a custom and some useful modules to the control center while using this jailbreak tweak. Next up we have TSS Saver. Now this tweak is basically used to save SHSH blobs right from your phone, which is definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Next up we have NoBetaAlert. This gets rid of the annoying pop-up messages informing you that you're running the iOS beta. Next up guys, we have Files Manager, and definitely recommend you guys to download this File Manager app. If you're not going to use it, still download it, because if you run into boot loops, error, you want to like install themes from third party, this is the app that you're going to use. File Manager, very powerful file manager for your iPhone. Definitely recommend it. Next up guys, we have ShortLook. And this enhances the overall look of your notifications. So if you remember like tiny notifications or skinny notifications, it basically just lets your notifications be real small and it looks neater in my opinion. Next up we have DarkSounds, and this adds a dark mode to the Apple Music app. Next up we have ByeHomeButtomBarX. Simply removes the home button bar on the iPhone 10 devices or the iPhone XR or the iPhone XS. Next up we have AnimationsBeFast, and this basically puts your iPhone on steroids, and it could really speed up those animations. Like you could literally have 0 animations and your phone would just be cracked out like it's in the gym all day. So I definitely recommend it. I'm using it on my device right now. Next up we have Cylinder, and Cylinder is an amazing jailbreak tweak that animates the home screen app icons as you navigate from one page to another. It provides dozens of animation effects that brings a fancy look to your home screen, and I definitely recommend it. Next up we have Notifica, and this lets you customize your notifications as you wish, and like could play around with the requirements, change it up, just basically customize your notifications. Next up we have Cercube for YouTube. Now this offers a lot of like really cool YouTube tools. We have another tweak called YouTube Tools, which I'll talk about soon, but Cercube is really good because it's like an OG one, and it's not really working good now when it comes on to downloading YouTube videos from the app, but basically it could block ads, play videos in the background, and a lot more. Next up we have Floaty Dock, one of my top 5 favorite tweaks, and it makes the home screen dock on your phone resemble the iPad. And you can also have a 5th icon on the dock while using the tweak. It also shows you your recent apps, so you could easily navigate between apps, multitasking, stuff like that. Next up, we have another app called iCleanerPro. And I literally, before installing these 100 tweaks on my devices, I used iCleanerPro and I removed 6 gigs of like just crap. I don't know where it came from, but 6 gigs was freed. It's basically like I clean my Mac for the iPhone. It removes all the unnecessary files like unused language, keywords, voice control languages, stuff like that. Free up a lot of space, so I definitely recommend it. Next up I have SimplePasscode, and this tweak allows you to hide the letters on the passcode screen or both the letters and numbers, which is really clean. Next up I have BetterCCXI. It changes the sizes of the control center platters and adds a weather platter, which looks really clean in my opinion. Next up, we have an app called WifiPasswords. It's a simple app that shows the Wi-Fi passwords to the Wi-Fi you've already been connected to. So for example, you're connected to your friend's Wi-Fi at his house or her house, and somebody else comes over and they'll be like, yo, what's the password? And you forgot it. You could just go into the app, look at it, and it will show you the password. Next up we have Boxy 3, and this gives you a custom icon layout for your home screen, so you could get really creative with this and make a lot of nice setups or a lot of perfect jailbreak setups, you know. Next up we have Preference Organizer 2. This organizes and declutters the Preference app into categories in your Settings app, and it looks really nice in my opinion. Next up I have Hide Labels, and as this says Hide Labels, it just basically hide docked or undocked labels on your iPhone. Next up guys, we have Adblock for YouTube, and if you don't want to download the entire Cercube app and you just want to hide or block ads, which I do not recommend, because if you block the ads, we don't make money, but I'm a real guy, so sometimes I don't like ads sometimes, so yeah, Adblock for YouTube blocks ads on the YouTube app. Next up guys, we have BadgeColors, and this colors the badges on the app, so if your app is blue, the notification badge is gonna be blue. Simple as that. Next up guys, we have Video HUD, and this adds the video player HUD system-wide on the device, which gives it a really nice look in my opinion. So if you hate the volume HUD that pops up while you're like in the photos or you're on Instagram and you turn up the volume or something like that, and you have this big square volume HUD, video HUD will just add it to the side, and it's a really clean look. Next up, guys, we have battery %X, and this replaces the battery icon with a percentage on the iPhone 10. Next up, we have lock aim, and it gives your device lock animations, really cool animations. You could randomize them, and every time you lock your device, you see a different animation, which is refreshing. Next up, guys, we have Rocket for Instagram, and with this app, it's almost like Instagram Plus Plus. You could save post, your camera roll, you could repost from straight, like you could repost people posts straight from the app, and you could even watch stories anonymously, which is really cool in my opinion. Next up, we have Hide.11, and this tweaks hides all the home screen page dots, or when you're scrolling, it will like fade away, which is nice. Next up, we have Pull to Respring, and this has the ability to let you pull down in the settings app to respring the device. Next up, guys, we have something really functional, and it's called Double Cut. So you could use this to insert your email or any message by double tapping on the @ key on your keyboard. Next up, we have Xen HTML. This allows you to add widgets to your home screen or your lock screen. Next up, guys, we have Smart LPM. This allows you to always enable low power mode on your device at any time. Next up, we have Flame, and this tweak adds a variety of improvements to Cydia to make it more functional and enjoyable to use. Next up, guys, we have Smooth Cursor. This tweak gives the cursor like a Microsoft Office 2013 style cursor animation type shit, which looks really nice on the eyes. Definitely recommend Smooth Cursor. Next up, guys, we have Power Selector for iOS 11 and iOS 12. With this tweak, you could power off, reboot, respring, or simply go into safe mode just from the control center. Next up, we have Snowboard, and Snowboard is the new theming engine that is used on iOS 12, so there's no more Anemone or Anemone for now. It's just Snowboard, so just download Snowboard if you want to enable themes on your iOS 12 jailbreak. Talking about Snowboard, let's just talk about a few themes. Favorite one so far is Muse 4 and Oyster. You can definitely check those out. So just type in Muse 4 in Cydia, go onto Snowboard, and then you'll enable the theme on the Snowboard app. Next up, we have Noctis 12, which is a system-wide dark mode. And the reason why I like Noctis 12 so much is because it really works. You know, like you could see the text nicely. If you 3D touch on the app icons, you see a dark mode. The notification center has a dark mode. Your notifications has a dark mode. Your control center has a dark mode. The keyboard looks dark. It's really nice. Settings app dark mode, everything. You could play around with the settings, enable certain apps if you want to disable certain apps. Definitely check out Noctis 12. It's not free, but it's worth it. Next up, we have Eclipse 12. Same thing as Noctis 12. Check them out. Next up, guys, we have Colorbanners 2. Colorbanners is an app that it colorizes your banners based on the app notification. So if your app is blue and it sends in a notification, the banner is going to show as blue as well. If your app is pink and it sends in a notification, your banner is going to show pink. Next up, guys, we have Pencil Charging Indicator, and this lets your iPhone get that Apple Pencil charging animation from the iPad, which is definitely refreshing. Next up, guys, we have SLYD, and this tweak brings back the slide to unlock animation to iOS 12, which is definitely a nostalgic one, and I really think you guys should check it out. Up next, we have No Sub. This tweak blocks substrates in any particular app you want, for example, PayPal, or say, for example, you have a bank application and it doesn't support jailbreak tweaks or stuff like that. You could just enable that app and it will not run substrates, which is definitely worth it. Next up, guys, we have Disconnected, and this displays a banner when disconnected from Wi-Fi. Next up, we have Compatimark, which highlights compatible packages in Cydia. Next up, we have Photo Lockdown, and I really think this one is funny because, like, for example, you're showing your friend a picture, you could lock that photo while sharing with the picture with your friend, like in physical, like he's here, I'm there, not just sharing through Wi-Fi, like you're showing him with the physical phone. So it would lock that photo. He cannot swipe to any other photos, but if he swipes, it will take a picture of him, and it's just really funny to me, in my opinion. So definitely recommend Photo Lockdown. Next up, guys, we have Send Delay, and this adds a delay while sending a text message. So if you send a risky text message and you change your mind like mid sending a text message, you could just stop it right there, and then you could go into the settings and change the delay times and everything as well. Next up we have Sugarcane, and this is a volume rocker percentage in the control center. So if you're turning up your brightness or turning up the volume, you could see the exact percentage that your volume rocker or the brightness scrubber is at. Next up we have Tweak Count 2, and this displays the total number of tweaks installed like on Cydia. Whew. Let's take a breather, guys. Drink some water, popcorn. Alright, let's go. Swipe for more. Now swipe for more quickly queued up packages on Cydia, so you could swipe and see more information on the packages. If you want to queue it, if you want to install it, if you want to uninstall it, if you want to clear it, just swipe for more in Cydia and you'll see. No SIM alert. This tweak disables the no SIM alert that pops up on your iPhone if you do not have a SIM installed. Next up, guys, the next tweak we have is blurred, and it's basically a dark keyboard all across your iOS device. Next up we have flash tap, and if you triple tap on the home screen, it will enable the flashlight, which is really fun. Next up we have Colorbanners, and I don't have this phone. This is not the phone I'm using my iPhone XS, which is not yet supported with the jailbreak. So I'm just letting you guys know about Colorbanners since I don't have a SIM card inside this phone. It's basically a redesigned way of how the incoming call looks on your device. So if you're, for example, playing a game or you're browsing Instagram, it will not just disrupt your app. It will show a little toggle at the top. Next up, guys, we have Fake GPS Pro, which you could change your location on your devices. So you could change your location, and if you go into Snapchat, you'll have a different geolocation filter, which could trick your friends, and I think it's really fun. Next up, guys, we have Double Tap Lock. Double tap the home screen wallpaper to lock the device. Really simple. Next up, guys, we have Small Siri, and it's a minimalistic Siri that will pop up on like the top of your iDevice, or you could move it to the bottom, but I really think it looks cleaner on the top, and it's just a Siri but really small, so it's not going to take up your entire like home screen or anything. Next up we have Wish Dia, and you could basically with this tweak create a wish list in Cydia. So if you have certain apps that you don't want to install yet, you could just create a wish list right in Cydia. Next up we have Better Settings, and this is a complete settings app overall. So if you go into the settings app, you'll see how different it looks if you install this tweak. Next up, we have Placeholder. Now, this adds an icon for tweaks. Like if your tweak is installed and it doesn't have an app icon and it just looks out of place, install Placeholder and it will just add an icon for tweaks that doesn't have one. Next up, we have Melior, and this is a different volume HUD. Like as I said before, with the volume HUD, like if you turn up your volume normally on iOS, it gives you this ugly volume HUD, but Melior adds a volume HUD on the left, which is really clean, and it's also interactive. Like if you turn up the volume and it's maxed, it will start to vibrate, which looks really cool. Next up we have Fluid Enabler, and this adds iPhone 10 gestures on older devices. So if you want the iPhone 10 way of swiping up and stuff like that, swiping to enable the app switcher, enable Fluid Enabler. Next up, guys, we have Apterize or Apterize. So yeah, basically you could adjust the bokeh in the camera app just like the iPhone XR and the iPhone XS. So if you really bought the iPhone XS just to have that aperture like f-stop feature, you just wasted like $800. You could have just installed this tweak on your iPhone 10 and you're good to go. Next up, guys, we have Haptic Key, and this adds haptic feedback when clicking on the keyboard. Next up, we have Evanesco, and this basically vanishes all your Springboard apps after a delayed time so you can see your wallpaper. Next up we have IG OLED, and this is a dark mode for Instagram alone. Next up we have 9 folders. It adds the iOS 9 folders on iOS 12. Next up we have low power mode. Low power do not disturb, and this puts your phone in do not disturb when it's in low power mode, which saves a lot of battery. Next up we have primal folder. This lets the first icon in the folder become the folder icon. So if the first app in the folder is Instagram, the folder icon will just be an Instagram app. Next up, guys, we have this tweak called Fast Unlock X, which just basically unlocks your iPhone 10 at literal just God speed. It just unlocks it super fast, so really good tweak. Next up, guys, we have Photos theme dark, and this adds dark mode for photos in the app. Next up we have Color Flow 4, and this is a really cool tweak that the entire music, like music UI, adapts to the cover art on the app. So for example, you're on Spotify and the cover art is pink, the whole screen will turn pink. It looks really nice, and I think you guys should download it because it's really refreshing. Next up we have Be Gone CIA, and this is a CC toggle that disables your mic, your camera, and your GPS when enabled. Next up guys, we have alarm groups. This allows you to group alarms in the clock app, and while in the clock app, let's talk about PM really. Now this tweak is really cool because it prompts you whenever you set an alarm for PM. So there's so many times, countless amount of times where I've set an alarm for PM by accident. So with this tweak, it will ask you, do you really want to set it for PM instead of AM? Next up guys, we have Dune, and this is a dark mode alternative for Noctis 12, and it's free. I wouldn't really use it. I recommend it because it's free, but it's not really as good as Noctis 12. Next up we have Jellyfish, and this is a lock screen tweak that, just like the watchOS tweak, it looks really nice. I definitely think you guys should download Jellyfish. Next up we have Mark Favorites. Now this is a simple tweak that allows you to favorite multiple photos at once. Next up we have Photo Size. This allows you to find the size of photos on your Photos app by selecting them. Next up guys, we have YouTube Tools. Now if you don't want to download Cercube and you just want certain tools on the YouTube app, this brings all the necessary patches needed for a YouTuber. Like anyone that browses YouTube a lot, you'll definitely love this. You could block ads, play music in background, stuff like that. YouTube Tools, really clean. While we're on the YouTube app again, let's talk about YouTube MiniBarX. And this gives the minibar player on YouTube a curve, which really looks nice with the iPhone 10, because we all know the iPhone 10 has a curved display, kinda. So this YouTube MiniBarX is a really nice app. Definitely think you guys should check it out. The 93rd tweak is more power options. Now this adds more power options to the power menu on your iOS device. Next up guys, we have Keyboard Color XI, and this changes the color of the keyboard, so you'd have to put in the color code and everything to change it. It's not like adaptive keyboard, which I really wish worked, but it's not working on iOS 12. Next up guys, we have Activator, and this tweak makes shortcuts on iOS 12 with gestures or the buttons, so you can set different gestures to launch apps or to do actions, stuff like that. Next up we have Minimal XI2, and you can hide stuff, change stuff as you please with this tweak. Definitely dive in and look at all the features. Next up guys, we have Jumper, and I really love this tweak. It adds a little shortcut on your home screen so you could jump into an app straight from your home screen. Next up we have Delete Forever, and this works in the Photos app. So if you're trying to delete a picture, and normally it would send it to the recycle bin, but now you have the option to either send it to the recycle bin or just delete it forever without sending it to the recycle bin, which saves time. Next up guys, we have No Large Titles, and this removes all the large titles from applications, which came around in like iOS 11 when each app had this huge title. Like for example, the Settings app would have a huge settings icon that would be removed. And last but not least guys, we have Swipe to Hide, and this tweak you could basically swipe away the dock and the status bar if you don't need it. So yeah, that wraps up the video guys. I hope you found some tweaks. As I said before, all tweak links and everything will be down below in the description. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. Let me know if I did a good job guys. This is like, I haven't done this since iOS 10. So I really forgot how to do this type of video because 100 tweaks was really hard to do. A lot of boot loops, a lot of errors, trying to find 100 tweaks that doesn't like correlate with different tweaks, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're new, you're watching the video, definitely stop, drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications because we'll be beaming out content, sick content every day. So yes guys, as always, love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.